So this is one of several videos that I will be making about the the riots around the UK. I have the feeling that I'll be making several because it's a crazy situation. I've been reading and reading and reading because I'm not in the UK right now. I had the fortune to leave. I'd be scared if I were a black man walking around in public in the UK. People think that I'm gonna like riot or something. What I have to say is that if you dismiss these people as criminals, then you're failing to give yourself the opportunity to see their humanity. And that's pretty big, because they do have humanity. And if you refuse to look at it, refuse to consider what would drive a person to behave such a way, what would drive you, and it's a question I ask for everyone, what would drive you to be so self-destructive, to destroy your own communities? I heard an interview on BBC today, an hour-long program, many hours of news I've been listening to. In only 30 seconds, they actually asked an actual rioter, what do you think, what's going on? Think about it. Of all these hours of news reportage, how many actually ask an actual rioter? Young girl said this, we can prove to the police that we can do anything. We can prove to the rich people. So my question is, and to the people watching this, because the people watching this are probably not the people who are on the streets right now, in what circumstances would you feel that, what circumstances would have to exist such as you need to prove something to the police? You. Think about that now. What life condition would you have to be in where you have something to prove to the police? I'm asking you to think about this. It's easy to just dismiss them as criminals, blah, blah, blah. But say just, for example, we put that argument just for this few minutes of this video, that we want to think about these people as human beings and not just as animals. But think about them. So what conditions would have to exist for you to have to prove something? She said, we can prove to the rich people that we can do anything we want to do. That's what she said. Another young guy said, I didn't loot, but some of my friends did because my father said I couldn't do it, and my father was at home, blah, blah, blah. So then you ask yourself, well, where are the other people's fathers? I mean, are they working 2 or 3 jobs just to get by? So, I have to, as people will call it, the liberal response to say that what society do we live in where we create citizens that feel so disenfranchised that all they have are their bodies to go out, throw something, kick something. What kind of society do we have where we produce those citizens? I started this by saying self-destructive. Think about self-destructive. I saw an interesting video on Channel 4, UK Channel 4, about people basically becoming white. They showed, a so-called Asian man bleaching his skin, nose job, this, that, and the other. Then they showed a black woman who wanted her nose to not look like mine. I'll show you. I got a wide bell pepper nose. Not look like mine, but she had her nose job to look like this. And you know what she said? She was from Essex, so she could go shopping in the Waitrose. I can go to the Waitrose with my head held high, because now she has an angular nose as opposed to an actual black person's nose. That's social violence. What kind of society do we live in where people create this kind of violence against themselves, self-destructive behavior, so that they can go shopping in the Waitrose? That same woman who had the money to live in Essex in a very nice apartment and to have a, nose job because it's not covered on the NHS. What kind of society do we have where people feel like they have to be something else, that they're so disempowered that they have to go cutting on themselves? Cutting on themselves, cutting on their neighborhoods. That's something that we have to answer for.